Thanks so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to visit with you about our market activity. I'm Marlin, Bohling, your tour guide to the ag trade. And let's take a look at our corn and soybean and wheat markets and get you updated on the very latest trades from Chicago. Starting with the corn. Well, the corn, we actually had an overnight sale to talk about, and we had conditions that went backwards by 3 percentage points last week from USDA. So corn is firmer. We have December up 3 3/4 at $3.58 per bushel right now. Very narrow trading range, though, I will add. Looking at the soybean market at the present time, we currently have the November 2 1/4 higher at $8.60 per bushel. Also fairly quiet, about a 6-cent trading range overall, including last night. On the wheat trade in Chicago, we have that December contract now 2 3/4 higher at $4.77 1/4. Kansas City on that December contract, it's currently trading 2 higher, right at exactly $4. So now it's decision time. Is it going to plow through it or just back up? Right now it's right at it. And on the Minneapolis wheat in December, we're now trading about 4 cents higher. We have it backing up now to 3 higher, $4.99 1/4. It has been up as high as $5.01 3/4, so chopping around there, but firmer. I want to go to Ben Hushon of the mill in Whitehall, Maryland. I've been eager to talk with you here, Ben, to see if you guys were impacted by Hurricane Dorian that went skidding by on the eastern seaboard here last week. Did that impact you at all or not, or did you escape?
Good morning, Marlin. We were very fortunate and blessed to have escaped that. In fact, they were calling for a chance of some misty days and 15-mile-an-hour wind. We didn't have any of that. It was partly cloudy, and then all of a sudden Saturday came, and it was back to sunshine and plenty of heat and no moisture. In fact, Marlin, I didn't know I'd be saying this to you in 2019, but things are dry here and have been predominantly dry the whole month of August, and some spotty showers, but we're in that same pattern here, 8-9 days into September, warm and dry.
Are they starting harvest?
They are. There are some. It's funny. I go down a road and you can see some more. I have yet to see a combine run, so they're not all running, but there are some folks. I reached out to a couple of them. They're telling me 21 to 25% moisture. Fellows that are getting started. I talked to another gentleman. He said, I'm closer to, I keep finding 30% corn, but I planted 114-day corn. So it's there are some folks getting started and working on it, some of the larger farms, but a lot of them getting close. I sent in some pictures for viewers. Corn, a lot of corn has definitely dried. The stalks have totally dried down, and the ears are starting to hang, and soybeans, I noticed in the last 4 or 5 days, are starting to finesse in our community. So we'll have leaves dropping here probably in another 5 to 7 days, and some of the earlier planted.
Well, your photos seem to indicate the crops look really well in good condition there. Before I run out of time, real quickly here, you mentioned that you have a kind of a milestone achieved by one of your soil conservation districts there.
Yes, Sunday, the Harford County Soil Conservation had hosted a celebration down along the Chesapeake Bay. You could see the Chesapeake Bay behind them, and the visionaries that started that conservation district in our community in 1944. Of course, back then, Marlin, it was all about farmers and working on conserving the soil. As Harford County and Maryland have developed that focus, a lot of that has moved over to the building and contract industry. But pretty good, hard-working group there, doing a lot of good things for the community and for the Bay.
What a beautiful setting, and thanks for providing the photos, and I'm sure they appreciate the shout out too. So congratulations to them, the Harford County Soil Conservation District. And Ben, thanks for the update. I appreciate it. We'll check in next week again. Ben Hushon of the mill in Whitehall, Maryland. I'll get you updated on our livestock trade when we come back after this. Let's take a look at our livestock summary from yesterday to take a recap of our cash market action around the country. We'll begin with a look at our cash cattle trade, and we had an update on that actually this morning. As we were talking with Rich Nelson of Allendale this morning, we were comparing notes. We had heard of some 97 cattle that were sold yesterday, but he was sharing some information. They were hearing of some that brought 96 yesterday, very small amounts. So I don't know if you can read a lot into this, but it's the only data that we have coming in. So 96 to 97 would equate to losses of $2 to $3 from what we had the week before. Dress basis sales, nothing really to report yesterday. Now on the national hogs, we had the live hogs yesterday down 9 cents in value. And it looks like on the carcass basis hogs, we were $1.42 lower. Looking at these regional markets here, the Iowa-Minnesota market worked out to be 50.72. That was $1.90 lower. Western Corn Belt hogs were $1.93 lower, quoted at 50.69. Not enough for a market test due to confidentiality reasons in the Eastern Corn Belt. As far as the beef cutout values go, we had the choice cutouts yesterday down 36 cents. We had the select cuts down 2 cents. On the pork side yesterday, we had the carcass cutout values going down $1.41. Loins down $1.47. The hams were the only one higher of the primal cuts. They were up 123. Bellies were down 369 in that afternoon update. Of course, we'll get a mid-morning update in about an hour and a half. Looking at our current prices on the live cattle board, we currently have the live cattle on the October contract 17 higher now at 94.38. So they're starting to get a little bit of oomph behind them. We have December unchanged again, and now a nickel higher at 99.22. So maybe that helped to look at it. On the feeder cattle market right now, feeders, we currently have the October down 42 at 129.40, and on the hogs have had a rough week, but right now you have October down 210. They're at it again at 60.50, John.
More pressure here today.
Yeah, third day in a row.
Okay, thank you very much, Marlin.